What's going on, family? This is True with another weekly Watch This video. We've been going absolutely crazy. If you've been following the Watch This series that we've been doing for a few weeks now, and you've been noticing these names that's just been going off, then you know. Then you know, right? We got another list today. Just a heads up, we have Jerome Powell speaking on Tuesday at 12:35 Eastern Standard Time, and we do on Thursday. We have two red folders, GDP and unemployment claims, and on Friday we have core C PCE. Things have been going absolutely insane. I do want to put a disclaimer out there. I don't expect swings to remain this easy because it's just like everything just been going green, right? 90% of what we've been calling just been going green and shooting to the moon. So what you want to do is you don't want to get caught on the wrong side. When the market finally decides to pull back, you don't want to be caught on the wrong side heavy. So what I say is stay on your toes, keep your eyes open, and keep managing your risk the correct way. Let's jump straight into the watch list. This was on the watch list last week, I believe. IoT, but it didn't rip, right? This one is planning to, this is something that's going to rip for next quarter, right? Next quarter opens in October. We have a nice 2-1 setup for that. So I'm already looking at like quarterly reversals or pivots as well. We're currently 2 up on the month from a 2-2 rev, and on the week we have a nice double inside week. Along with that nice double inside week, we also have a bullish pennant. On top of that bullish pennant, we are sitting on that point of control, something that we like to see, and we got some consolidation happening on the daily. We failed to fill the gap below 37.86. We fell 38.86. We failed to fill that gap as that price started to move to the upside. This did trigger and pull back last week. I told people if we begin to hold previous quarter close at 39.78, then that's a good sign that this want to rip or take its time going to the upside. That's exactly what happened according to last Friday. We turned it to an inside hammer, swept and held that previous quarter close. So that means if you missed the first rip to the upside, it's given the second opportunity to get in, which means that we like calls above 40.27. That would be a 2-on-2 to the upside. First target 40.81, second target 42.09, and then third target 42.87. And then we're gonna see if we get back up to that previous year close at 43.69. As you can see up here. So with that being said, loving the way this one is setting up. Still looks good in my opinion. The bullish pennant is still cooking. This one is still cooking. Again, I think this can go crazy going into next quarter. It could pop sooner than that, but if you're planning for this one, plan for next quarter, plan for October as well. It could take its time going to the upside, but other than that, it's the setup that we've been smacking on. Again, point of control, sitting on that. This can go crazy. You just want to keep your eyes on it. Checking out that analyze tab. We like October 42 C's for $1.25. For $1.25, and got targets of 41.10, 43, and 42.87. And this is by October 4th. This can go. These are good numbers. Now, that's worst case scenario. So we hit these numbers by the 27th or the 26th. Here's the percentage return again on October's. All right. So that's the first ticker, IoT. Keep eyes on that one. I'm liking the way it looks. Next ticker I'm gonna talk about is eBay. eBay, let's do some full time frame analysis on this one. So eBay's been shooting to the upside. Quarter is green, the year is green, month is also green. But something happened on this month. We went to shooter. It went 2 up, 2 down, swept. It did not go in force. Instead, it kept its composure, stayed green. On a month, on a week, we have a hammer week in which we went 2 on 2 down and swept the lows. This previous week low is key because at 88.04, it also held that low at September 1st. So that's something that we want to know about. We know that institutions are holding this range as a support and demand zone. Now that gives us the opportunity to catch the 2-2 rev to the upside on the week above 91.44. We want to eventually get back up to the previous week's highs around 9.8 and 9.1. So I expect some turbulence based on these wicks at the top, especially over here as well. I expect some turbulence at 93.59 and 92.97. Looking at the daily, we had a double inside, popped up, came, retested the double inside as support, and popped back to the upside. So again, I'm loving this continuation. I believe the hybrid time frames have an actual signal as well, or a reversal. So that's the 2-day. It's a 3-day. So you have a 2-1 actual signal, and on 9/22nd, we could experience a 2-1-2, or if we pop Monday, we get the 2-2 rev on the 3-day. Again, coming out this demand zone. We also sit in the OTE as well. So there's 3 confluences along with the bullish pennant. And we can begin to head up to these targets at 93.59 and 92.97. If we get through those 2 weekly highs, I expect eBay to tap 95.09 pretty easily. Going back to the daily. This is a long range, and finally get back up to 98.42. So 98.42 is the ultimate target for this. These are the pre-targets, mini targets, but I like the setup. I think the setup can do pretty well. Expect some turbulence around 93.59 for sure. It also stalled in August around this area before I gave a nice 3-day leg up. That can happen again at that range, so you just want to prepare for that. Looking at the Analyze tab, we have October 17, 95 Cs. You can't get more time with this, especially if you're new to swinging or just want to be a little bit more safe. I really like only 95 Cs. I mean, you can get the hundreds, but I like the 95s the best if you can afford to buy those. Hundreds are a little too far out the money for my liking. That's just me. But the numbers is not bad for the 100s of the Novembers. Let's look at October 3rd. Let's say we don't hit these targets until October 3rd. Again, we want it. I mean, that's a lot of time. October is a lot of time to hit 95.09. Again, time and price, right? Time versus price targets. If we have an ATR of $2 a day and we already at 91, that means we get to 93 within 1 day. 93 plus another 2 means 95 in 2 days, assuming we don't have any pullbacks or chop days, right? So technically that's 2 days to get to 95.09. And then you add another 2, 97. And then you could definitely hit within a day and a half, 98. So in total, at least 1 week, a little less than 1 week to hit 98.42 if everything goes well. Put this into perspective, you're giving yourself over a month and a few weeks to do that. That means 100 isn't that bad out the money because you got a lot of time on it. October's is perfect for me, right? We don't even have, we do have 98.42 up there. So even with the November's 98.42 by October 4th is 93% return on investment. And we have 137. If we do that by October 4th, that is over 200% return on investment. 95 would be 53. Again, we can hit that within 2 days. So that's just worst case scenario. If we do hit those targets, that's even more percentage, even more money to hand out. But again, we just want to prepare for anything in the market that it has to give us. eBay looks phenomenal. Next ticker I'm going to talk about is Futu. So Futu. All right, we have full time frame continuity to the upside. We did tap some equal highs, all-time highs around 202. We ran around that area. We now chilling around these 2 equal highs. For 2 quarters, these highs rejected at 177, around 180, 177. So that's something to put note on. And on the month, we are at that range as well. Currently trying to turn to a shoot a month. Not really concerned about that. What I do like is I like how the week retested the previous week's high back in 721 and around 811. So that's something I like. Plus these wicks on the previous weeks as well let me know that there's buying going on within that range per se. On the daily, We have some consolidation there as well. So pretty simple trade to me. If we failed the previous week low, that means the structure is invalid, but we haven't been feeling that. Instead, we swept, have a nice green inside one. That sets up for a 2-1. First target 180. So calls above this 2-1, which is around 178.08. First target 180.81. Let's say you wanted to do a day trade on that. There you have it. Next target is up by 187.79. Third target 190. Fourth target 194.41. And again, this range is where I expect some pullbacks and some turbulence. Before we do that, check the hybrid time frames. So hybrid time frames look good as well. New 2-day open up on the 23rd. That would give us a 212 to the upside. So this is basically trying to just TTO back up. 3-day opens up on the 22nd as well. So potential 2-2 rev. So a lot of actionable signals happening here. 4-day 2-2 rev as well, opening up on the 23rd. So yeah, a lot of actionable signals. Multiple hybrid time frames will be opening up on the 23rd. And again, I like this one. It says China, but I like it. This will be for larger ports. I like 210s. And here's some of the targets going on here. So yeah, 94.41 is what I really want to hit. So 94.41, put that by the 26. That's over 100% return on investment. And we can hit that pretty easily, especially 190. 190 would be the easiest target to hit. That'd be 56. That's at least for the October. So love the way Futu is setting up. Next ticker I like is Halliburton. So Halliburton. So one thing to note, it has full time frame continuity to the downside. However, it's been holding these yearly lows. It's been holding these yearly lows where price like to sweep and give large bullish candles back to the upside. So that's something I want to note for Halliburton, that is sitting at these yearly lows. So if I mark this red, you see how when price get down to 1723, how it react in that range. So very reactionary area. Come to the QR, we have an inside quarter, been green on this quarter, holding the previous quarter close at 2038. That's something I like to see. I also matched this level with some buying in this level as well. So we talked about these type of candlesticks, then boom. So this area is a buying area for Halliburton, regardless of the downside. Let's check out the month. The month have a triple inside hammer. So we have a double inside hammer, but triple inside month. We do have earnings October 21st, but that's a month out from now. So this indeed has my attention. Lots of consolidation, and it's also consolidating on the point of control in the area where institutions find doing a lot of buying and selling of shares. Again, that area acts as a launch pad. So this is just loading up, in my opinion. Come to the week, we got a pennant happening here as well. Lots of sweeps happening in the last 3 weeks, as you can see from the wicks at 2161. So this one is just screaming at me that is almost ready for some upside. We have a double inside daily on top of that. So stacked actionable signals on top of stacked actionable signals. A lot of squeezing going on. We have the 2-day here. 2-day is a 2-1. We even have actionable signals on hybrid time frames. Let's look at the 4-day. So be like calls above 22.60. You could wait, you could do the double inside daily break, or you could wait for the previous month close break. I would just get the double inside daily break and just hold from there, regardless if it's still, this has the chance to still consolidate for a week or for another week, right? Just because we found the setup and we noticed the actual signals, etc., doesn't mean it have to pop the same week. So I want people to know that as well, especially if you're new to the group. We've been spoiled with a lot of tickers popping the same week, And most of the time, usually like 70% of the time, that doesn't, like at least 50% of the time, that doesn't happen. A lot of names from the previous watch list will go the following week or the following week and a half. This could be one of them. So I just want to get people in the mindset of this is why we buy time, just in case this continues. This can very well continue to consolidate, but we prepare ourselves for the pop as well. And I think a pop is coming for this one. Looks very, very ready in my opinion. Let's look at the analyze tab. Get as much time as possible on this one. October's would be kind of cheating yourself. Go with the Novembers or more. I mean, if you want to get the $24 ones, you can. It's just your risk to take, honestly. So November, 23 C's for $1.35. Now again, all we got to do is pop. 2501 is a target that I really, really want on this one. So 2501, you hit that by the third. That's ranging around 100% return on investment. Again, that is for November. So if y'all want to look at the Octobers, that's like the 200 range, right? So again, I'm getting the most time just in case this decides to consolidate some more. Let's say you want to consolidate and stay within this range for another week or two. You got enough time to get ready for that pop still, right? Just preparation is key. 2551 will serve almost a 300% return on investment. For the November's over 127% return. And again, those are my two main targets. If we hit 2418, you could take profit there as well, which would be a 55% return by the 4th for November's, and for the October's, that would be a 70% return. So again, I'm liking this Halliburton. It's one of the only oil companies that didn't pop with the rest of oil. And keep in mind, we do have earnings, so might hold through earnings as well. Let's see what happens with that. Next ticket is BRKB. What I like about BRKB is it's been on a bullish run. Nice outside month. It did try to trigger 3-2 to the upside and then pull back. It did try to trigger 3-2 to the upside, then pull back. Went straight bullish, fell for 3 weeks, try to pop up. So now we're going to catch that TTO back to the upside and re-trigger the 3-2. That's the plan for this one. On the week, we got a nice 2-1. Nice 2-1. That's also retesting the previous weeks of 728 and 721. So it's acting as a support / demand zone. Turn all resistance back into support. So there's a confluence that we like to look for. On a daily, we got some consolidation on that daily as well, and a nice 2-1. Looking at some hybrid time frames. For the 23rd, we got a nice 2-1-2 setup. And on the 3-day, we got a nice 2-1-2 setup as well. Loving this setup. This one looks explosive to me as well. Not to mention, we got a nice little bullish pennant. Let's take calls above 494.54. Let's hit the target of 497.63, 499.65. Eventually get back up to 402.98, and eventually hit that 506.72. That's one of the ultimate targets that I really want. Could that be at the crescent or the top of the TTO? And if we start to hit 509, 513, that'd be like a home run status. Looking at the analyze tab, we got the October 510s. And again, we want to get up to that 506, 509 area. But if we do that by the 4th, these contracts can pay. So 509.75 is over 117. So the rest of this one got great risk to reward. 509 is only right there. 506 is right there. The stocks move $6 a day. So this could happen typically in 3 days, 2 days, right? And the payout is gorgeous, even by the 4th. So 109.75, 100%, 506.72, that's on the low end, 68%. Again, these are for monthlies. So 506.72 is only right there. That happened in 1 day and a half. Get what I'm saying? If it really goes crazy, you got that 521 up there, which again, would be damn near home run status. It's like 300%. So yeah, put this one on the board right here. BRKB, Berkshire Hathaway. Next ticker I like is Okta. Okta. So with Okta, no continuity to the upside. What we did do was we did go two up, and then it began to pull back. And then again, it went two up, two down, but then it swept. It never went in force. Instead, we had the previous month low at 87.27 before reversing back to the upside on a quarter. Now on the monthly, we got a 2-1 in hammer. So I really like this setup. See a lot of lines here. There's a lot of like pivots and things going on in that range, but we're gonna look at the weekly. What I like about the weekly is that it has consolidation, a lot of tight closes, something I like to look for, and we got a failed 2 down, which means next week is prep up for a 2-2 rev to the upside. What we want to do is take out this week's highs, 9.8. We really want to take out that week's highs, and that's around 94.40. If we could get through that, I believe we could hit 96.41 and 97.50 pretty easily. Looking at the daily, it's just now starting to rev off of the point of control. It did sweep and then pick back up into a hammer last Friday. So that's something that I like to see. We got some hybrid time frames. Let's see if we got an actual signal going on the hybrid. So we do got a 3-2 last move signal, but again, coming out that consolidation. So every candle represents 3 days. So it's been a few weeks since we've been sitting here, and I think that is ready to reverse to the upside pretty soon. So nice 3-2. Again, we got to clear that 94.40 area. We got to clear that 94.40 area to really get out of there. And we can see a nice push to the upside at that point. Let's look at the analyze tab. Go with 2 different expirations here, at least the 17 October 25s or the 3rds. And again, we got 98.97. So 98.97 with the 17th of October will be 59% return. Then we have the 3rd of October's calls, 95 calls, that'd be at around 89%. Again, that's worst case scenario. We could hit those targets by the 26th, which will push that up to at least 130% return, or 100 for the 17th of October. So loving the way that one is setting up. Next ticker, CRM. So CRM got beat down over the year. Still inside. Quarterly got beat down as well. Went 2 down, swept around the previous quarter's low. And looking at the charts, this quarter lows like the sweep within that 235 range. Anyway, 235, 225 range. Going to the month, we have a double hammer on the month. We did have some consolidation on these 3 previous months. Got a nice AMD accumulation, manipulation. Now let's see if we're trying to distribute back to the upside. That's what I like about this CRM. Looking at the week, we did get a nice 2-2 rev, paid, and then we pulled back. Again, we pulled back into that 240 area, swept the 235, 237 area, and now we got the failed 2 down hammer. And on the daily, we got a nice 2-1. So to me, this is setting up for some more upside. It's coming out a small bit of consolidation. Nice 2-1. I believe there will be turbulence around 257.64, 256.25, and 254.99. There will be some turbulence around that area. So, I mean, you can take profit there, and it's your risk to hold to see if it can drill through that area and then get up to the previous year open at 260.54 and eventually hit. We can see if it eventually want to hit 265 and then 268. So that's my theory with CRM. I haven't played CRM in a very long time. Like the 10th of October's 255 calls. Again, we want to get up to that 256. So 256, around a 70% return. If we hit that by the 26 on the 3rd, not that much. 260, 85, 278, 81. But I believe this can get back up to, again, if we get above the 257 range, we can smack 268 pretty easy. Yeah, and that'll be over a 200% return. So I think CRM is just getting started. This one might need some patience as well. We could buy for more time, get more time on these, but I think it's just now getting started to get that nice reversal. It's in the buying range. You want to get that nice reversal to the upside. Push through those previous month areas. So if y'all look to the left in this range, this used to be a demand zone for the monthly. Used to be a demand zone. So we just want to flip that area back into support. So yeah, this area gonna be a little tough. I can see it now. So if it pumps like 2 days, you catch the quick profits, or you can hold through that area. We'll see what happens. Next thing I like is Enphase. Now Enphase is a weird one. I'll call this one a little bonus. I haven't traded this one in a long time. Again, I just like the consolidation that's happening at the lows. It's hard to ignore. I'll show y'all the yearly chart. We are sitting at lows since 2019. And they popped in 2020. We are back in that range. So they've been beating this stock down. We did try to hammer on the quarters and the doji now. And then on the month, we went 2-2 reversal to the upside and pull back. I want to see if we can re-trigger that 2-2 reversal to the upside and eventually get back up to $44.74, $45 range. On the week, we went 3-1-2, pulled back, and now we are consolidating on top of a point of control. So with that being said, most likely we're going to open up inside week. And here's what we have on a daily. We just, again, POC. I'm riding off the POC on this one, and we do got a nice OTE, so we kind of holding this range, this $37.20 range. You can take calls above 39.02. This might be another one where you want to have enough time just in case this starts to consolidate some more and not rip right away. This could be another stock that can rip in the next two. You look back like, oh man, Enphase is going crazy. And in the next 3 weeks, this is one of those setups. So I don't expect the setup to go crazy right away. I mean, if it does, perfect. But you want to manage your expectations at the same time. I like the targets of 41.39. 43.25, 44.74, 45.60, 46.94. I really want to get back up to 43.25. Let's get the analyze tab. These do have some nice, these contracts do pay pretty nicely. So here's the October 40 Cs for 237. Again, we just want to get past 40. $40 is only right there. Once you get past $40, it's in the money. So put that to perspective, and then we have 43.25. That's $3 in the money. So you go back to the analyze tab 43.25. By the fourth, that's 80%. So these contracts pay out really, really nice, in my opinion, in reference to how close the targets are. 44.74, 130. So right here is a no-brainer. Love that. Love the way the contracts pay, the risk reward. I mean, this setup is invalid if we break below the chop. Especially if you break below 35.42, all depend on your risk, but I would reference these lows around 36.60 as an area to cut if it moves below that in force. Other than that, we like the way this is consolidating on a POC. And it may be ready to rip. Let's try waiting on some news or something. We'll see if we get some flow on it as well. Last but not least, Cava. This is a bonus. This is something I don't expect to pop no time soon, even though it can. The reason why I like this is because it's getting beat down like crazy. People love food. Other than that, I do have belief it can go back to retest the 58.10, which is 2023 highs. I believe it will. Two down continuation in force for right now, but on the week it seemed to be experiencing some exhaustion. So I think the sellers are getting tired on this one. And if the sellers get tired, I mean the buyers has a chance to step in. Listen, this is a must watch if it touches 58.10. Look over here. If it touch 58.10, this is a must watch. This is a buy. This is a buy. If it gets around that 58.10, buy. So I'm putting it on radar right now. It's been beat bad. It's consolidating on the daily, so maybe ready to go up. I would like to see it come down a little bit more, to be honest, but this is something you can get a bunch of time on it and just relax. So this could fly pretty easy as well. Nice pivots to take out. And once it starts to go back to the upside, I don't think that it will take forever to get back up to like the 73 range. These the weeks, or even the 70 range. So with that being said, I would not get the Octobers unless it pop right away. So we got a larger port. The 70s or the 75 Novembers are good. So we get the 75 Novembers. Oops. Again, look at these targets of 73.91. So without even being close to the strike, which is 75, if you hit 73.91 by October 4th, that's already 127% on the Novembers. That's pretty damn good. 73.91 is only right there. 70.52 might not pay that much, but let's see. Even then on the 4th, that's still 65. That's pretty decent. It's pretty decent numbers on this one. Pretty decent numbers. Again, this is a bonus. I just want to put this one on the radar. May not move anytime soon, but I think it's almost done getting beat down, and I think that buying should commence on this for the long term. All right, that wraps up my weekly watch this video. Again, if you've been hitting, shout out to everybody that's been tapping in with the video, that's been DMing me or writing in the comments how they feel about the videos. Again, y'all keep tuning in. I'm gonna keep putting these out. Love the support, and let's continue to make money. All right, y'all. Peace.